this video, I'm going to show you why non-regional gear is the best gear for free-to-play players. And I'm going to show you that right now. When you guys are building up your character, right? And let's just say, hypothetically, there's some of you guys who are free to play or been free to play and spend a little bit of money. Either way, you're watching this video and you might be using regional gear. Now, I'm going to try to show you why non-regional gear is better for free to play players. The reason why I believe non-regional gear is better than regional gear for free to play players, I just want to get that very clear, is one thing. I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking of the future. Right now, free-to-play players, we can't really nano fuse. Well, if we're building our hero right, we want to make sure that we have the right rolls of good stats on each piece of gear before we decide to nano fuse them. Now I know what you're saying, Indy, why the hell are you telling me about nano fusing? That is something that we won't even have to deal with till way in the future. The reason I'm telling you this is to stop you from making a big mistake, because in order to nanofuse my helmet, it will only allow me to nanofuse the gear that I want only if it's the same 6-star theme. It could be any part of gear set, but it has to be the same theme. So for instance, I have to use a superior Ironman theme gear piece, which can be the chest, the gauntlet, the boots, as long as it's superior Ironman. Now, for me, non-regional, I am able to do that in the future because I have many different superior Ironman gear pieces that always drop. And this goes for any non-regional gear. Now, if you are regional gear and you're slowly building the stats up and you're really free to play, even if you spend a little bit of money, what are the chances of you finding the same theme after you already were struggling to find the full set? How long would that actually take you? We literally saw how free-to-play players got hit when the new Dormammu update came out, and we struggled with Dormammu, and I barely made it through. Now, using the level 105 badges, my power grew tremendously. I focused on the stats, and because I was using non-regional gear, I was able to get my Iron Man up to a power level where I was topping the charts or topping the board of power when I did raids, when I did blitzes, when I did topping the board for the Thanos invasion. You doing most damage, carrying players through ultimate raids. I'm able to do that as a free-to-play player because I focused on the stats. I went for a non-regional gear. I focused on the stats. I learned how to apply the best stats into my character. This video is why you guys should be non-regional gear. If you right now are watching this video and you are regional gear, I highly recommend that you switch over to non-regional gear while you still have a good chance, especially if you're in the beginning. Don't go for regional gear. Yes, the stats, that does give you a bonus. Regional gear is better. Realistically, how long is it going to take you to find a full set? Not only that, but you have to pray to roll another of that same theme. Now, in the future, if this game survives and this game starts becoming good again, in the future, we free-to-play players are going to get to a point where we're able to nanofuse. And because we are using non-regional gear, we're able to have that freedom and flexibility to be able to do it. But if I'm using a regional gear, I have to pray that I find good RNG and get another of that same theme to be able to nanofuse. Yes, I'm not the best player in the world. I'm not going to be the number one in the ranks. I'm fine being a free-to-play player and being able to even make it in the top 50 in ranks in all the categories. For me, that is a successful build. I accept that I will never be able to defeat whales. I have no problem with people paying money to the game. There is no problem. This video is to show free-to-play players and to hopefully help you guys not make that mistake in the future if you start making the choices now. This choice will save you so much in the future. Now, if you're asking me, what should I do with a 6-star gear if it's not the same theme? Well, that's actually a good question because you can actually use that 6-star theme and re-roll it. So when you want to let's just say you don't like the stats that you have on this, right? And you want to re-roll it, you can use any other 6-star. It doesn't have to be the same theme. You can use any other 6-star and re-roll that one. You might get bad stats, but you might get some good stats too. But that's what you can do with your 6-star gear that is a different theme. Now, if your question now is, what stats should I be aiming for? Well, that is a good question too. And I covered that in one of my past videos, and you'll be able to find it right here. So I'll see you guys on the other video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Thank you guys so much. The channel has been doing great, and I'll see you guys in Dimensional Duel.